exactly sure where we're going. And it's raining, but that's okay. It's warmer than in Oregon. Apparently there's some people that he has gathered. Signore!
We have some American guys here. Nice to meet you, Mirco. Piacere. Steve, finally.
Good to see you, Mirco.
Come in, my friend. We have a very good combination today of people. I want to introduce very interesting guys. So I asked them to stay here, please, because I want to introduce you and give us.
Interesting? Yeah. Mirco wasn't lying. This is Ukrainian badass Tim Fatkulin, joint winner of the GoPro Challenge in 2020 for his aerobatic flying and cinematography, and 2019 World Aerobatic Champion. And this is his friend Yuri, who, despite all the challenges, is trying to build an air park and grow the bush flying community in Ukraine.
Welcome in Aircraft Studio Design, first of all.
It's beautiful. These are executives from Extra, the German aerobatic aircraft company, Christian Hockey and Marcus Extra. I'll leave links in the description. Hey, it's Steve. Welcome back to Clear Direct, the Italian version. And today we have a very special episode. I'm in Modena, Italy, to meet with Mirco. You remember Mirco, the first episode of my paint design for my Ranzas 21. You can find it here. But I came to Modena because not only is it the home of Ferrari, Lamborghini, Pagani, and Ducati, making it a leading region for Italian design, but it's also home to world-class cuisine and balsamic vinegar, and I just had to experience some of Mirco's influences as we meld ours to finalize the paint scheme of my home-built bushplane. Anyway, Ani and I flew standby all the way from Bend, Oregon to SFO, Frankfurt, and Milan, then took the super-fast Frecciarossa train here to Modena, Italy. So without further ado, let's join the great Mirco Pecorari at his desk. Mirco!
Yeah!
All right.
Hi, Steve, again.
So, okay, let's hide the
Okay.
final version. We got to pimp this correctly.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'm going to set down my camera and join you at your desk, if I may.
Absolutely, you're more than welcome.
The artist studio right here.
Yeah.
So first of all, ciao.
Ciao,
Thank
Steve.
you so much for having me and Ani in Modena.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, the pleasure of my family and co-worker, because having, aviators all around the world here, it's very important. It's also our passion. So Thank you very much for coming to visit me.
Well, we share a passion for aviation. My artistic ability lies in far elsewhere. This is not my forte. So I'm so thankful for your help in designing the paint scheme. So let's review some of the first iterations of designs that we came up with. And the process I want to talk a little bit about as well. So Mirco asked me about, what inspires me, clearly aviation, but what else? What colors do I like? What logos do I like? To try to get to know me a little bit better, to work with who I am. There we go.
Yeah.
And I sent him, PDF of just some random things that inspire me. And so he came up with a few of these schemes that just blew my mind. And so now the difficult thing for me is to, oh my gosh, pick which one we want to refine and go with the final version. So quickly review.
And I always say, why you don't just buy 10 planes and do the full collection?
Okay. Maybe someday. Not quite yet. I'm a military guy.
Yeah, so
I'm not a businessman. But yeah, these are some just amazing renditions of some things that inspire me. And of course, there's the F-15 version with the invasion stripes that I love.
Yeah.
So
basically, after the first round of, I don't remember, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 version, you decided to develop.
Refined it down to about 4,
correct.
I believe.
Correct. Yeah. But all these 4 was based on this version Golf 1. And then for the second round, we did some. Actually, you asked me to develop the version B, Bravo, and Golf. And this is the other direction. Yes. And then you said, oh, I love the G2 because all this retro style and Art Deco, feather, stuff like that, and so on. Yeah. This is the story about from the very beginning, from your input to the.
And we spent yesterday kind of refining to get to, we'll call it version 1.0. Like we're at 0 point something yesterday, and we were refining it.
Yeah.
I thought there was an area that needed a little bit more. It was a little empty, so we added some feathers there. So why don't you go ahead and show the final version. Here it is.
Yeah, basically what we did, the biggest modification was to add something in the back, because in order to don't do too busy, I tended to just add the details in the second stage, and now we have a perfect transition. So basically we add perfect transition between the side and the top of the fuselage.
Yeah,
so it's
I
not
love
anymore.
That's the top of the plane has the checkerboard and then transitions nicely with the feathers in a different color, the gray versus the red feathers kind of on the side. And really just brings everything towards the back of the airplane.
Also, this is an advantage to work directly on the 3D and not only show a customer a final 3D version, because you can see the color and from every angle how all the color and the scheme just go around the plane. So this is another advantage. Normally you see rendering from side, from top and bottom, but you don't understand the transition between all this scheme and colors.
A lot of Mirco and my conversations this past couple days has been about technology. We share obviously a fancy for technology and how to use commercial off-the-shelf solutions, maybe in automotive, and apply them into aviation. And I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, teasing a little bit what's coming later, maybe in the video. But the fact that we can use this in 3D, and oh, by the way, if you didn't see episode 1, check it out. You'll know that we needed a 3D model, and so I went to a gig website, Fiverr.com, and found a nice Pakistani gentleman to help me out and develop a 3D model. So any sort of inaccuracies are on my part. I know the rear window is just a little bit tilted, but again, that's not on you. I provided the 3D model. But it's so important to get a highly accurate version because literally you provide your customers with the map. Tell me more about that process and how it gets to the painter in Bend, Oregon, for example.
Correct. Of course, there is no sense to develop such a detailed paint scheme and then don't care about how to apply all these details on a plane. Mm-hmm. So it's very rare for us to have the official 3D model from a factory, because of course they don't want to give you
proprietary data.
It's fine. So we have 3 different ways we model ourselves based on picture. By the way, I showed you yesterday a very cool way to from this project that we are doing for this old racer. To come out from a very precise 3D model out of pictures. Mm-hmm. Anyway, or there are also a nice model that you can buy online for a few hundred of bucks and good enough for
a very common airplane. But this is a new model, so, and of course Rens wouldn't. I understand that why they wouldn't want to give me a 3D model,
of course,
like we talked about. But
of course,
okay, so we reverse engineer this 3D model.
And also with this planar map, we are using this system we tweak during a lot of years of experience. This is a planar map applied on a 3D model, and we can give to the paint shop a file that they can project with a projector, and then manually tape and mask. Or you can go to your local print shop and ask them to cut a painting mask. What we do normally is to overflow the shape, make it bigger than the shape itself. So no matter with a difference, a small difference between the 3D model and the full-scale model, the real model, the actual plane. In this way, you can just adjust and mask it very correctly. A third method, it's of course, actually it's not a third method, but it's our, including in our service, it's to be in contact with the paint shop during the masking and preparing the transferring the scheme on the plane, and say, okay guys, okay, stay a little bit on the right, blue up a little bit, because what we provide, it's a vector file. So vector file means you can scale up and down without lose any, of course, resolution. And if you have to tilt a little bit or adjust, it will be a perfect file format to do this. After the scheme, we have another process, which is the color selection, which is very important. We will see later. As always, we have a lot of different brands that they do paints, so it's very important to nail the right paint. Not only the color, but also the effect that I showed you before.
Right. Yeah. So I thought, okay, we're done. We've got a final product here, but not even close. We have to refine the colors, and then of course, do we want metallic flake? Do we want any sort of effects on these colors?
Correct.
And the tone?
Correct.
So we're nearly there, but we still have some steps to go. So
let's
I
say
was wondering,
a little small difference in the color selection makes a big difference in the final result for sure. So, and then we have also to see all the little placard that you want to put on a plane, such as no step, no push, fuel drain, and so on, that we will do in the exact font, exact color all around the plane.
okay, and we can. Federica can process the photo or the model, the rendering in different locations at my home airport, in front of my home mountains, the Cascade Mountains, like that.
Yeah,
so.
This is sometimes it's of course again with this kind of like 80% done model, the result it's good enough for you to see the scheme, but for a bigger project we do everything very accurate, including I don't know, the remove before flight flags and so on, in order to show as much that we can. Especially here we are missing the interiors, because we decided to do only the paint scheme, and but in case we have the interiors, of course we match also interiors with exteriors, and you see through the window the interior and so on.
So this model we have on the screen right now is an earlier model where we decided to bring the red feathers through the door.
Yes.
Talk to me quickly about
how
do we do that?
There is a cool technology with this sticker that they use in to advertise on a big glass, no matter if they are shop or van or bus.
But on their windows, you can see their logo, right? And then they can see through it.
Correct. So basically, this is the first version. I mean, the current version with the side in the side door we have a big glass. Then with this technology, I think we can also create a continuity here into the door the door using this special they call one-way sticker. It means the sticker have a lot of little holes, and from inside is black. So when you see through from inside, you see perfectly, and but from outside you don't see these things, but you see the color. More or less like in the prop. You have the prop, the back of the prop is black, so when it's rotated, it becomes transparent. But for safety reason, the front of the prop have a white or red tips, and then you see very well.
And then we applied that to the top as well, because the top is on glass. So look at that. So we'll be able to see through that. But I'll get that one-way sticker and continue the paint scheme onto the transparent glass.
And also, of course, these little holes kind of like let the UV light come only a percentage, so you will not...
right. It's shade,
it's kind of like...
I don't need all that sun coming in, so that'll actually be beneficial and keep the cockpit cooler. So multiple reasons to do that. So that's amazing. So do you mind if we jump into some virtual reality space so I can get up close to this?
Absolutely no. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Okay, very good. So we have we can see live the new version of the scheme, and yeah, I think if we can do it with this sticker around the fuselage, it will be very unique.
I love it. All right, so I like the three stripes in front. Looks very aggressive. Starts the scheme, and then brings you back. And then I really like, we added the red to the leading edge. Actually, we brought that from one of the other schemes over.
Correct.
To kind of fill in some of the white space and to just bring more of the red to the overall scheme, which I really like.
Actually, as a fighter pilot, you have to refer like 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and so on.
Here, I want to get closer to see some of the detail of the checkerboard on the cowling.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. So we got to figure out the exact colors eventually in the color coordinator, or color configurator, which we'll do next.
And here I will suggest you to use a metallic and not metallic, because as I showed you before, actually yesterday, we can have this special effect using these two kind of like same color but with metallic effect. It will be very good.
With the metallic effect on
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, great. And then if the lines color, the red lines and white come straight through the door with the one-way sticker, that'll really sell that look.
Steve, please note also here, you see my hand?
Yes, I do.
You know, so the door is very close to your knee, basically your elbow and your knee when you are inside.
Sure.
So I don't think it will block so much the visibility. But again, with this one way, you can see also through. So I'm sure we can add this special effect, and we also have a plan B in case you don't like it. We can do it without these things and maybe adding a little stripe here in white to detach this stripe. This is another trick that I show you in case these things doesn't work.
Okay. And I haven't built the doors yet, so I don't even know what the process is going to be if I get the doors painted before I build them.
Yeah.
Or how thick the border is. So we'll have to remain flexible on that.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah, okay. All right. Okay, so back here we got the Cascade Mountains.
Yeah.
On the empennage. Walk back over here. We got the checkerboard.
Yeah.
And the feathers, the red feathers, just like the nose of the jet or the airplane.
Steve, you see here, of course, we will tweak this one a little bit because there is no sense to just cross the aileron for a couple of inches, you know.
I see.
So with the painter, we will see if to stop here. It doesn't affect the scheme, but actually it will be much better because you can see the complete, let's say, feather instead of going here. Of course, not having the CAD file for the plane, then we have to act with the paint shop for all these little details.
You know, that's
Makes sense.
I talked with my painter Steve about this, and he said that they do that all the time of making small adjustments to make it just make more sense. So perfect. I'm glad you brought that out. But but then looking back here, it could affect the distance. But if we bring this third one back, maybe we bring the second and first one back to make
Correct.
make it the kind
Even.
of right angle. Even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Even same thing, of course, here in between the rudder and the vertical fin. Of course, no sense to just cross for 1 inch. It's just even your logo. You will place your logo in case you want it more or less here, and you can move. Slightly left or right in case, this is the concept,
Yep, I think I might do the logo in a decal if my logo ever changes and whatnot. But this I really like. I like the fact that we brought in not only the wing tip to the edge of the horizontal stabilizer, but we also refined it. We didn't put the checkerboard because that was, I think, a little bit too much and too busy, but we did add the red on the leading edge of the horizontal stabilizer. Which
so when the plane will fly toward somebody on the ground, they will see red stripes as a leading edge, and I like. And by the way, as I told you before on a computer, actually yesterday, please note this is a tail dragger, so you see the back of the fuselage very well when the plane is on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
So having this transition between the left, the side, sorry, and the top, I think it's very cool.
Oh, I really love this. This is beautiful.
And somehow it's kind of like Thunderbirds.
Yeah, it does evoke the Thunderbirds a little bit, but not with the blue. I really like the dark gray. And so unlike the horizontal stabilizer, the vertical had a lot of room, so you put the checkerboard on the tail, which I just love.
Yeah.
That looks,
Also, this is our style I come to this place. It's our style to do a little spike here, kind of like the speed itself, just create this effect, and
and I think you got it on the empennage on top of the aircraft as well.
Correct. Yeah. I also did here the last little touch. I also did this little spike here, let's say streamline, on the checkerboard and on top of this. Now you see a lot of clouds here because we did a very high, kind of like a clear coat, but we can reduce for the virtual reality game, we can reduce this effect and you will see the very realistic. But now it's just, just to check the scheme in full scale.
All right, so let me step back. I want to go kind of further away and look at it.
I'm coming with you.
Oh yeah, from a distance. Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty recognizable, pretty one of a kind. I like the red hubcaps. I'm gonna figure out how to paint the interior of the aluminum hubs.
Well, maybe you can anodize in red,
which
is it's easy. I mean, if it's aluminum, it's easy to get it anodized.
I hope to get Behringer brakes on at some point. I love the red and the increased stopping capability. Yeah. So that's in the future.
Yeah. And again, this is a detail that you can even do later in case, and it works also in silver, like aluminum, bare aluminum.
Yeah, I'll probably do all the test flying with it in silver, and that'll be just an upgrade. But yeah, okay.
Yeah. For me, a side view, if you come here, it's super cool because it's this kind of like a feather Art Deco style. Plus, I really like also the plane because it will be very visible in the sky because we have this mix with the white and black, and on a cloudy day you will see very well the white and the black as well. So
big contrast.
The big contrast. Toward the mountains and landscape and the sky as well.
And one thing I wanted was a dark belly.
Yeah.
So that if there's any sort of residual oil and whatnot, it doesn't look horrible.
Correct.
White bellies are always hard to keep clean, like my other airplanes. So
I think you will have one off plane, like I don't know if you know, but Ferrari. If you ask Ferrari, they can do a car only for yourself, Oh,
I bet they could.
And they did it, and they call a one-off. So basically, they build a car only for yourself with the style that you want, with the design that you want.
This is my Ferrari, I guess, huh?
Yep. This is your Pecorari, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, okay. So I guess the next step is the color configurator, yeah.
Yes. Okay. By the way, I like to joke, and when Ferrari used to say, "Ask a young guy, a boy, to draw a car, they will make red." And I commented, "Yeah, but I used to put wings on the car, so this is." Okay, very good. So let's check the configurator and see if we can tweak some colors.
Okay,
Andiamo. So here we are. As I told you before, the last step of our process is to create this color configurator. It's to provide for each customer their plane in 3D, so they can just play with Mac or PC.
So even though I don't have this special equipment
Yeah,
that you're
actually-
using, I could use my mouse.
Correct.
and-
It's made for mouse operation, and with my vacuum, I just simulate the right click with this button. So, but it's just it's very easy.
Okay, I'm seeing 4 colors there because we have 4 colors on the scheme.
Perfect.
So
And of course, in this case, as I told you before, we have the complete palette existing on our computer screen. And when you say red, there are ton of reds.
Sure.
So we needed to be sure later on to know which brand of the paint you are using, and then match with this RGB color with the actual paint. As you can see here, we have also not only the color but also metallic and matte. So if everything it's not checked, it's gloss, normal gloss color, but solid, not metallic.
Okay.
So for each of this color area, you can pick metallic or matte. Why metallic and matte could be chosen together? Because you can have metallic color with the matte clear coat. It's very common also in some special cars. Now you see this metallic matte. Yeah,
that's true. Okay. Yeah, I haven't
this
seen that.
is as your painter suggested. I really suggest to don't have matte color on this plane because with the grease on your hands and dirt, it's very difficult to keep it clean. And also, if you want to polish the plane, the matte finishing will go away.
I see. Yeah.
So
No
matte for sure.
Now, metallic, I like the idea, and I think you brought this up, which is the silver color, which is primarily in the
Correct. Then the checkerboard.
I like the idea of having it pop in color, meaning a pop in light, I should say, in sunlight. So if it were a dark hanger, lights are off, you don't really see much of a checkerboard.
In fact, we can simulate. So the number two area in this case is the checkerboard, because I check here the area changing the color very quickly. Okay. So if I go very close to the base color, which is this this area number 3, and then at this point I can switch with the metallic or not metallic. And please note in this particular angle, the checkerboard on the nose, on the cowling are lighter, but if I rotate, they become darker.
Yeah. Okay.
So this one, it's kind of like a cool effect that you can obtain using this combination.
I love the subtleness of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So basically from far away, the plane will be 3 colors. And you will see the checkerboard only when you are close to the plane or under certain condition of flight.
Okay, so the red looks a little maybe too orange. Can we make it a little bit deeper red?
Absolutely, no problem. You change here in the wheel. Of course, red go from yellow to purple. Depends on amount of the other color that you have inside,
and then shade. Is that
correct?
Right? Okay.
And the saturation, if you go on this square toward the left. It's like it's like a Photoshop. It's very easy. It's just you can pick.
Yeah.
And if you see the value change here in RGB channel on an RGB, so you can say, hey, what about to have this one in blue? Well, or light blue, or petrol, or whatever, and then you have you can check if your scheme fits this color combo in a different way. Side note, you can just click this icon here and take basically a screenshot.
I see. Okay.
So you can create multiple variants and save it all, and then you can decide later on checking different, because sometimes it's not only changing one color, but say, hey, what about I don't know, yellow base and black and green. I don't know. It's just, of course, and this is
There's
very
the University of Oregon colors.
Ah,
There's the
cool.
ducks. Oh, like the Nike. Yeah, that actually with
really?
the feathers. Actually,
well. You can ask them to sponsor your
the duck plane.
Yeah, the duck plane. So anyway,
Le
but
canard.
you got it. And sometime we had people come for the first idea. I want to play in red and white, and then landed to do it in yellow and blue. Because
It's a sandbox, essentially.
correct.
Yeah.
So, in order to be sure all the colors that you picked are the right one that you really want, we will send you this one by email, and then you can just click install and play.
The only other thing I want to check is let's just click metallic on the red.
Metallic on the red.
Yeah, let's just
here.
see what that looks like.
And please note that if you as soon you click metallic on the red, it become a little bit darker because
Desaturates a little bit, yeah.
because of course depend on the light that you have outside, so you have to play a little bit, I make it a little bit.
Brighten it up.
And
Okay.
please don't tell me I want a Ferrari red, because a lot of people ask me, I want a Ferrari red. You know how many reds they have in Ferrari? I don't know, but it's more than 10, so you don't know if we kind of like, cherry red or racing red or classic vintage red. They have a lot of,
I get it.
By the way, why we don't go and check it live, by the way?
What do you mean?
Well,
There's a little Ferrari museum?
Yep. We can go to the Ferrari Museum and see all this sport car live and see the heritage of this place with Ferrari.
Now?
Let's go. The father of Enzo at the officina means mechanic section.
Okay. Magnum PI.
I did the sponsor disposition and the generic scheme for the Formula One back in Schumacher era, where and my job was to present to Jean Todt. He was the manager of the Formula One team. So I put the PlayStation everywhere, and then they did with the FedEx. Actually, FedEx says yes. And then a Tic Tac, which is a Ferrero, which is like a mint. And so basically my job was to create a nice sponsor disposition depending on the money, It's kind of like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million or something like that.
That was amazing, Mirco. Thank you for showing me the Ferrari Museum.
Yeah.
So what's next for Aircraft Studio Design?
Well, actually the next move, it's to create a brand new brand. So, I want to show you.
Okay, let's go.
This is our new studio. We call, of course, Pecorari Custom Lab. This is secret. Don't show.
I won't show anybody.
Mirco gave us exclusive access to his new projects that he's nearly ready to announce. Make sure and subscribe to see the new projects Mirco is developing. Trust me, you want to see this, and you'll see it here
Getting a little bit
first.
hungry. You want to have some
Okay,
dinner?
well, I have a solution. Yeah, we are in Modena, and by the way, we have the best restaurant in the world.
I have heard.
We will not go there.
I don't have a reservation.
For next time.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
I like
plan.
this. Next time. All
Next
right.
time, okay.
Well, I'm hungry. Let's go.
Let it go.
And this is tornado. It was very productive, by the way.
Oh, I just gotta smell the picanha.
I think you have to eat first this one because it's good when it's hot.
Yeah. I'm looking at the cheese.
Mirco, Simone, the whole team, grazie mille per tutto.
Fino alla prossima volta, sei autorizzato direttamente a...